Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The Money Box by Robert Lynd. Robert Wilson Lynd was born on 20th April 1879 and died on 6th October 1949. He was an Irish author and he has written many of his works under the pseudonym YY. Some of his famous works are The Book of This and That, Old and New Masters, The Passion of Labor, The Money Box, YY, an anthology of essays, Both Sides of the Road, Essays on Life and Literature. His essays are filled with humor, irony and satire, and also they deal with human fates and follies. This essay, The Money Book, is written by Robert Williamson Lynd in 1925 under the pen name YY. It is a marvelous piece of essay full of humor and wit. In this essay, Lynd discusses an important tussle which every of us, that is all human psyche, experiences. The desire of saving and at the same time the urge of spending. That is, all of us want to save money for our future. At the same time, all of us have the urge to spend money to satisfy our cravings. Here, Lynd is of opinion that human consciousness is made up of two selves, one that saves and one that spends. The self that wants to save is the wiser and it has all the reasons in the world to provide for the future. But at the same time, it is constantly challenged and is in conflict with the one that spends. And all this happens within oneself because the same person wants to save and the very same person wants to spend. And the person who spends loves every minute of his life and wants to live life to the fullest. And he sees no purpose why the joyfulness of the present day should be left for the future, because you're saving money only to enjoy in the future. But why can't you enjoy now itself? That is what the spending mind thinks. And that is why there is a struggle between the I what saves and the I what spends. The result is a tussle between the two selves, much to the difficulty of the judge, which is conscious. That is, our consciousness only is our judge. And since it is happening in the same person, the judge is not able to decide whether the I which saves is good or the I which spends is good. Now, this essay opens with a dialogue between Mr. Robert and his niece. His niece has brought a charming money box which is in the shape of a house, and she is struggling to open it, and so he joins to help her. And both of us struggling to open the box. And while they are struggling, his niece comments that no one puts money in the money box if they already do not know how to open it. That is, they will put the money only if they know how to open it and take out the money. And at that time, she talks about her classmate Belinda, who always gets money boxes as a gift. And Belinda is a girl who has no self-control, and as soon as she saves 2 pence worth money in it, she immediately gets tempted to open the box. Sometimes she will even break the box and she will spend all the money on toffle apple because that is her craving. She also says that there are some money boxes which will not allow you to open unless they are full. Once the box is full, it will automatically open, because the weight of the coins and the money which is put inside the box will allow the box to open only when it is full. So, she understands that these money boxes have a spring mechanism in them. And in order to cheat these money boxes, the children, what they will do is they will put other stuff, not the money, but some other stuff into the money box, and they will make the spring to come into action under the weight. And finally, the box will open and they will take out the minimum coins which they have saved. That is a meager amount. She excites by finally finding out how the money box works, and that now she is going to put in some money in it because now she knows how to open it. And Mr. Roberts says that she is lucky to easily find out how money box works, and also sarcastically laments for the children who are having to use tin openers and screwdrivers for finding out the mechanism of the money boxes. He says that no children dislike money boxes, but at the same time he has not seen any children longing for one money box. And then he thinks about his childhood when he used to enjoy the thought of having a new money box with money already in it. Because some people, when they give a money box, they'll put some money in the box and then only present it to the children. A child, through the slit of the money box, sees the money stored inside, and then a tool that he can one day use to buy whatever fancies him. That tool is the money. Mr. Robert calls this a paradise within the reach. That is, the money is inside the money box is paradise for him, and it is easy for him to take. But this paradise becomes unreachable because what happens is they will not know how to open it. So he says this unreachable paradise is a plethora of all the things being advertised at a confectionery window or on the cover page of a boy's open paper. Because when they see all these advertisements, they have the craving to buy it. At that time, when they try to take the money out, they are not able to take it. And he also remembers his own childhood, where he considers himself as a failed craftsman because he has never been successful to pull out the money from his money box using his knife. The pennies would stand on the knife for 100 times, but never was he successful in pulling them out, which will frustrate him a lot. And he says that Tantalus must have had such a money box where he would nearly get the money out but would fail every time at last. And Mr. Roberts says that no money box ever stood a chance against a chisel with which one can either cut the whole box open or can just widen the slit enough for coins to fall out. But whether they are cutting it or making the opening wider, the box never stays the same again because they have damaged it. But the later option merely leaves it with a grotesque and irregular mouth rather than straight up making it useless. That is, when you break it, you cannot use it at all. But when you slit the place where the money can come out, it is not the same as before. It looks different. And he also compares the untampered slit with Mr. Murdstone of David Copperfield and the tampered and widened slit version with the temper of Holstein person. And he says by innate nature, everyone has two selves within them. One which wants to spend and one which wants to save, and they are both hostile to each other's ideology. The self that wants to save thinks the other one is extravagant, and the self that wants to spend thinks the other one is a miser. And Mr. Roberts says often these two personalities clash with each other and cry out in anguish at the other one's action. Battle of Waterloo is used as a hyperbole for the grand battle between his two different selves. He laments at their condition, destination, destined to spend the eternity with other, but hating each other with the whole time, because both the one which wants to spend and the one which wants to save, is one person. So both these characters have to live in that person till the person dies. And Mr. Robert wonders if the habit of saving money starts with the money box, because he recollects a first image of artist Cruikshank's illustration series on the life of a drunkard, where a child is being given liquor by his parents and wonders if in the same way the simple early gift of a money box in the childhood can create a miser in the adulthood. A money box is nothing but an illusion of wealth and therefore an attractive pursuit, but the moment a few pennies are dropped in it, it becomes the most frustrating thing, and then breaking it open becomes the most important preoccupation of the mind. Because as the child keeps saving the money, in its mind, it only wants to take the money out and spend and satisfy its own craving. This reflects that the desire to spend something overcomes the desire to save, even at such a young age. The child who saves carefully becomes a perfect miser in the end, and he who every now and then takes out the money box turns out to be a perfect spendthrift. In both the cases, the result is the same, that the money box as a gift is absurd, since parents give children a sentiment of their own greed. Ending the essay on an advice for the parents, Mr. Roberts says that the gift of money box should also come with a box of tools. That is, he says, if you are gifting someone with a money box, also give them the key to open the money box. Because in this way, the money box will be less harmful, as it will have both the virtues of being a traditional money box and also being a device which can serve the stomach's needs if it ever needs to. Thus he ends the essay. If you have anything more to add on to what I have said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.